When I think of the procurement function and looking at, and I'll just add to what this great panel has said, right? One of the most important things that the procurement function has, right? And we see this in a lot of organizations, a lot of clients that we work with. They want to go look at the new shiny technology, right? And it's like, hey, we want to go get a new FP&A tool, or we want to go get a new ERP, or we want to go look at the new hottest predictive forecasting model, right? And think about all the information, all the competitors they have to gather, all the price points. What are the pros and cons of the tools? Are they global? Imagine being able to use generative AI and write that prompt and say, hey, you are a CFO and you're evaluating next gen financial planning and analysis tools, right? Create me a table template that gives me the pros and cons of these five tools. What are the price points? Any user feedback? And you're just literally asking it. It's like almost your outsourced procurement. You're leading it and saying, hey, my CFO really wants this. And I know how the CFO wants a very condensed table form, pros, cons, costs, user feedback, and all that information. And now here's where the power comes, right? You're not starting from that 0%, right? You're starting at like the 60, 70% now because you've been able to gather this information. Now you're saying, hey, take this information, make it into a table that I can easily export into Excel, right? Have these table columns, have these rows. And then now you've got that information to where, think about, you would have to gather all the like Google searches and all these searches and where do I got to go find this? All that time, energy, effort, and capacity would have been spent just preparing the information, right? Just to get
Mhm.
to this point where you're preparing it. Now you're already there. So now in the finance team and the procurement function, we can now focus that time in like that to exactly what you said, then that collaborative element of it, right? Let's go bring in operations. Let's go bring in sales. Let's go bring in marketing, right? I think another use case in procurement that it can have a lot of is just overall analysis, right? If you look at your tech stack and say, hey, I think one of the fallouts or one of the carryaways from the pandemic is like most finance and most teams are inundated with technologies, right? Like they have Teams, they have Zoom, they have Google Meets, they have like eight different technologies to solve like one category in the business. So if you're looking for like a cost effective way to say, hey, we've got all of these tools in this particular place, like give me the competitive landscape of this and like the use cases in the business and which one should I go like consolidate, right? It's not, making sure that everybody gets the technology that they need, but now you have that strategic direction that you can go into. So to me, I think that's like two really practical use cases that you can go in and like prompt right now to be able to use, you know?